Hey everybody, today I want to show you how to use Photo Booth to take a picture of your image. So if you haven't already done so, let me show you how to get there. You're going to click somewhere on your desktop so that you see the Finder menu up at the top. Go to Go Applications, and then it's called Photo Booth. It's a lot of fun actually if you haven't already played around with it. Click on that and wait for it, Oh, there I am. Hi everybody. So I have my zentangle. Here it is, the final version, and it should look, I think, backwards on the screen here. This is just a sketch I made. I started with my initials, so you'll see it, but there's an R, and an A, and an S. And I might add more things to it after I put it on the computer, but this is just kind of a basic idea. I might change some things. I'm just kind of happy with what I have for now as my basic sketch. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this by clicking on this little red button right here. And there it is. And okay, so now that I have that, I believe what I have to do is take, whoops, where'd it go? Go back to Photo Booth, and I can take this image. Let me see. If I grab it, there it is. I can drag it down to my desktop. I wonder if I can just open it directly in Illustrator. There it is on my desktop. I just dragged it there. So we'll see what works best. Should have had Illustrator open, I guess, when I did this to save some time. If you know that you want a specific size, and I think our size dimensions are going to be, and it depends, like did you make a circle, did you make a square, it really depends. So if I go to Illustrator and File New, if I just take this and make a letter size, I'm going to make it either 8 by 10. If yours is a circle or something square-like, make it 8 by 8. So it's either 8 by 10 or 8 by 8. So 8 by 10. And, think about this. If I do this as an orientation this way, it's going to be taller than it is wider. But I've got a wide image. So I'm going to change my orientation so it's 10 by 8 instead. Say OK. And there we are. And too much stuff open here. And I think if I bet if I drag this, okay, so it won't let me, maybe it will. So I just dragged it directly from Photo Booth, and there it is. I don't really have to worry about everything fitting. Obviously, whatever's off the artboard, I'm not going to even see, and I won't see this image by the time I'm done anyway. But it's clearly too big, so I'm going to take this, hold down the Shift key, make it smaller so that it fits. And little trick, if you hold down the Option in the Shift key, it shrinks down from the sides. I'm going to leave a little bit of wiggle room here. I can always change that later. Now, I want this to be seen, but I don't want it to be super dark, so I'm going to change my opacity to like 50%, maybe 40%, and I'm going to lock this layer. I don't want to work on this layer, and I'm ready to start on a new layer. And this is when I can really start coming in here with the pen tool and gotta love that bell, the pencil tool, and whatever else I want to use. But I also am going to, before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and hit fill, and I'm going to say no fill. And I, of course, want a stroke of black. And I think if I just click here, it just, the default settings it gives me is a stroke of, or fill of white and a stroke of black. So I'm going to click on this one, say no fill, stroke of white. I think I don't want it to be 1 point. I think I want it to be thicker. So I'm going to make it 3 points just to start off with. And, again, if I'm going to draw with this, I'm going to double click. And hopefully by now you already know about how to use Edit Selected Paths and why that's important. But I can either start sketching this out, or I can use my pen tool and actually start going over my lines. Obviously, I'm also going to save this. So I'm going to save as, I'm going to call this Zentangle Exercise. And of course, I'm putting this in my graphic design folder, which I don't have here. So I'll just call it Graphic Design, Term 1, 16, 17. Great. Because I don't have a folder. Hopefully you have a folder already. And there we go. And I'm ready to start drawing off my lines.